Hi everyone, it's Anthony back with another video, and today we have a bit of a first impressions to go through. So I actually am working a brand new wash-off mask into my routine, and I just did my cleanse and I went to reach for it and I'm like, you know what, let's just do a quick first impressions video because I'm super excited and curious to try this product, so why not do a first impression so we can kind of react to it together. So I just cleansed my face. I used the Benelico Clean It Zero Cleansing Balm to get all that sunscreen off, and then I moved into my second cleanse today, and that was from the Korres, the brand Korres, and it's their, I think it's the Greek yogurt cleansing foam. Just started using that a couple days ago. So far so good, but my skin is particularly dry because it's been a couple minutes since I finished cleansing and I haven't moved into my hydrating steps. So with it being so cold in Colorado, my lips are just like super dry, face is dry. So the second I get out of the shower, I get done cleansing, my face is like, moisture please. So before we move into the mask, I'm gonna quickly spray on the Drunk Elephant Sweet Biome Fermented Sake Spray. This is a probiotic, prebiotic facial mist that uses that fermented rice. So it's gonna have some brightening properties. It's gonna help support skin barrier strength, skin resilience, that type of thing. I'm pretty sure, I mean, it has to have marula oil in it because it's Drunk Elephant, but I've only been using this for about a week or so and I'm pretty happy with it so far. The mist isn't quite as fine as some of the other kind of fog sprayers that I've used in the past, and it's a pump as opposed to a continuous mist. But it is nice. Has kind of like a mildly sweet scent to it, and I was worried, because I do think it has some oils in it, I was worried that was gonna feel a little bit greasy, a little bit oily, but it absorbs really nicely, provides some nice hydration to the skin, which I really appreciate. So even though Drunk Elephant and I are pretty hit and miss, especially with some of their newer releases outside of their hair and body care, this one seems to be doing okay so far. It's also got sodium PCA in it, and it just seems nicely hydrating, which is good. So there's that, but let's get to the main event, and that is from the brand Eco Your Skin, and it is their facial Pilates mask. Now, Eco Your Skin is a Korean brand that I believe is exclusively carried through Peach and Lily here in the US, and they have some really innovative and interesting products that I just haven't seen other brands tackle, or they're just very unique in texture, consistency, application, and formulation. So one of my favorite products from them is their Volufiline Eye Essence. It's this jelly kind of eye product that goes on like almost kind of feels like a silicone style cream gel or a cream lotion, or gel lotion, but it provides a lot of hydration to the eye area, kind of plumps things up a little bit, provides that kind of awake feeling or awake look that I really like. And it comes in a pretty big bottle. I think it's over 30 milliliters for an eye product, which is pretty impressive. And they also have their Meso Ampule, which I still use occasionally. I'd say probably about 3 times a month, you know, not quite every week anymore. But that is a emulsion kind of serum-y lotion that has hydrolyzed sponge in it, and those hydrolyzed sponge pieces act like little needles to kind of penetrate into the skin, and they're supposed to help lift fine lines and wrinkles, and a lot of people even claim that it helped with their pitted acne scars, which I actually did see an improvement to some of the deeper pitted or kind of like divot acne scars on my temples after working this product into my routine. It's been in my routine now for, I want to say, 8 months, maybe longer, and I continue to have that bottle because it's a really large size. I think it's 100 milliliters for a serum, and you just need 2 pumps of it. I'd say once, maybe twice a week. I do, I think, like 3 times a month now, and I'm still seeing some benefits from it, and I really like working that into my routine. So all of that is to say, Eco Your Skin's just a really unique brand in how they formulate their products, some of the ingredients that they utilize, and some of the benefits that you see. So this facial Pilates mask really jumped out to me because the claims are kind of crazy. So this claims to be the skin corset or skin undergarment, and it's a product that I guess is really well known in Korea. And it is a face modeling resilient mask that will make facial lines slim and resilient. It alleviates deep wrinkles and provides immediate plumping. So apparently this is supposed to be like a a facelift. I mean, let's be real, it's a topical skincare product, but they call it like a skin corset, and that's how Peach and Lily describes it, as this like really impactful kind of lifting and firming product. So interesting to see how that all plays out. Ingredients include a lot of botanical extracts, some jojoba esters in here. You've got, I'm gonna have to look up all these botanical extracts, but there's a lot of them. Allantoin, adenosine, clover flower, licorice root. So nothing that jumped out as like, I was expecting to see a lot of kaolin clay in here to provide that kind of like tightening effect, but I don't see it in here. So I don't even really know what the texture, consistency, or base of this product is. Water, sodium polystyrene sulfonate are the two main ingredients, and then butylene glycol, and then you start getting into a whole bunch of botanical extracts. So I really am wondering how this all works out. There is added fragrance in here, and there's myrrh resin extract in here as well, which I believe are going to be for the fragrance of it. So I'm expecting maybe kind of a earthy, herbal, musky kind of scent. That is the one thing about Eco Your Skin products, is they are fairly fragranced. There's an essence that I tried from them that I actually bailed on before reviewing because I just couldn't get past the scent. So this is the product. $30 for this mask. Are you gonna focus? There she is. So $30 for this mask, and you get, I believe, 100 milliliters, so a pretty decent size. I'm gonna grab my mask brush. I don't know how this consistency is gonna look coming out of the product, but I'm gonna do it with a brush if I can. All right, got my mask brush. So let's see here. So, okay, it looks like it's kind of a gel. Are you gonna, there it goes. It looks like it's kind of a jelly consistency, almost looks like Vaseline. Ooh, it's got, oh, hello. It's got little beads of something in there. I can't wait to do a deep dive into these ingredients and formulation and see what's going on in here. But kind of a jelly consistency, almost like Vaseline, but with little red beads, little red dots in it. So I'm gonna use the viewfinder and get a little bit closer, and let's just go ahead and apply this. They say to apply a thin layer of product over the entire face, and then I believe you leave it on for, I think it's 10 to 15 minutes. The directions actually, I don't even think are on the box. I had to go to the Peach and Lily site to look up how long it's supposed to be left on. It does have a slight citrus, slight herbal, slight floral scent, which is gonna come from those botanical extracts, the synthetic fragrance that they used as well. It applies fairly nicely. It's not, it goes on pretty thinly, and it feels cooling upon contact. It almost has kind of a cut greens mixed with floral kind of scent. It's very fresh. It's not powdery or perfumey in that sense. It's kind of light and watery. That's nice. There's some woodsy scent to it too. So yeah, it seems to apply and glide on quite nicely. It does pull a little bit when you get thin, like, you know, when you're almost out of product to spread around, like when I was down on my neck and even back here. There's a little tackiness and a little pull to it. So this seems like the kind of product that you might want to apply generously if you are using your mask brush, just to prevent that pull. I didn't notice too much in the way of silicones in here, so I'd have to look up and see what the slip ingredients are that we're using here. Now that I get it around my nose, that fragrance is pretty strong. Okay. So yeah, very, very shocked that there isn't any clay or like what you'd consider a traditional tightening ingredient. That will like physically tighten the skin from a drying standpoint. So I'm curious to see how this feels once it's dried down, if it is gonna get really tight. There's some other masks that kind of cocoon your skin. There's a brand called Hanacure that was super popular a couple years ago. I think it was like one of Drew Barrymore's favorites, or somebody, Cameron Diaz, I don't know, somebody was kind of like an unofficial spokesperson, and it really took off for a while, but it was quite pricey. There's another product from the brand, is it Skin 1004? They have a zombie pack. I think it's the zombie mask or the mummy mask, one of those. And it's, I think, kind of a dupe for the Hanacure. It was like very tightening and kind of made you look all kind of like crusty and scrunchy, but it helped to provide some lift and plumping and kind of firmness, at least temporarily, to the skin. So I can already feel this tightening, kind of like that Skin 1004 mask, especially around my mouth. And the sides of my neck, I can feel it starting to firm up. So I'm thinking it might end up turning into one of those crinkly, wrinkly masks, just from this initial feeling. So we're gonna let this sit for, why am I looking at the box? It's not even on here. It just says apply on clean face and neck except eyes and mouth area. So yeah, you don't want to put it on your eyes or over your lips. So we're gonna let this go, and I'm gonna look up online how much I need to leave it on for, but it is starting to tighten a little bit. So we're gonna leave this on, and I will be back with the results prior to rinsing. Bye.
Hi everyone. This is after 10 minutes, and this is absolutely insane, how tight and like constricting this mask has left my face. It's like completely distorted. My lips, like my mustache is like pulled up. My eyes feel like they're pulled way up. Even my nose feels like it's being pressed against the rest of, like, it's the most intense, like, tightening feeling I've ever felt from any skincare product. It's like, I can't even describe how, it's insanity. Interesting about this product is that with the zombie mask or the mummy mask from Skin 1004, and I think Hanacure, you have to mix a liquid with the powder to activate it to create this effect. And this is all just in one tube, and it just starts working pretty much immediately. But it's not necessarily painful. It's definitely uncomfortable not being able to move. It just feels like my skin has been like frozen in resin. It's really strange. Those little dots, those little pieces of whatever, I'm not sure if those are supposed to help with some sort of physical exfoliation when I rinse, but they didn't really pop when I applied it, and they're just kind of sitting on the surface now, but it feels like a really weird kind of like layer. And my instinct is to like fight out of it by using like really strong facial expressions, but I know that'll probably hurt my skin. So I'm just gonna rinse it by pressing warm or lukewarm water onto my skin just to kind of loosen that up, and then I'll fully rinse it. But this is the after effects of this mask, and it's definitely like, I feel like my face is just like, it's crazy. Most intense kind of corset tightening feeling I've ever experienced. So I'm gonna go rinse this off, and I'll be right back. Hi.
Oh my God, that was crazy. I've never ever used anything that was that constricting. Even I tried years ago the Aztec clay mask, and that like freezes your skin in stone, right? And can actually be kind of like uncomfortable because it's pulling out in every direction, you know? So that almost like, to me, that almost felt like it was kind of burning just from that tightness. But this was like a different kind of like, it was almost like pulling upwards and kind of in at the same time. It was very, very strange. And it created this like, it felt like I had like an exoskeleton on. It was like this hard, like casty, kind of plasticky almost feel. That was intense, but my skin feels very soft. It feels actually quite hydrated. I was thinking I was gonna feel dry like I did after cleansing when I rinsed that product off, but there must be some natural hydrators and stuff in there that impart themselves as it's kind of firming up, but my skin feels super soft and smooth. And then they say that you are supposed to notice some immediate effects, but this is something that you want to use consistently over time. But I can feel a little bit tighter back here. It just feels a little bit more firm. And then where I'm noticing some sagginess and a little bit of like sallowness to the skin is right around my mouth area, kind of right here. I feel like I'm getting little like kind of side of mouth jowly things as I get older, but they do seem to be slightly improved. Nothing incredible, nothing crazy drastic, but that might just be the plumping effect from having that some hydrators in that ingredient and just water in general. But I think there probably is something to kind of toning the face in that way of kind of bringing everything up a little bit, even if it's very, very cosmetic and temporary. It's an interesting product. It did a lot more than the zombie masks, or those, I think it's zombie masks from Skin 1004, and I did like those. So this almost was a little bit more intense than that. So I could see myself on days where my skin really is feeling a little bit kind of saggy and just doesn't have a lot of elasticity and bounce to it. This would be something that I could use and then pack on some hydration for extra plumping and kind of give some life back to the skin. My skin especially needs that help during the wintertime when it's really cold and dry and all the moisture is just zapped from my skin. So I think this might be a nice auxiliary product to hydrators that I use that kind of plump the skin from within. So super interesting. I can't wait to put together my full review. My plan is probably going to use this once or twice a week for at least a month and see how it goes. I might just use up the whole bottle because that was, all things aside, that was fun. Like it was just so interesting and unique, and I took a bajillion pictures because I was like, this is like, my lips were literally like being pulled like, like everything was just like being pulled back, and my nose like was starting to kind of like flatten down. It was crazy. That was crazy. It's the Eco Your Skin Facial Pilates Mask. You can pick it up on Peach and Lily. Like I said, I think it's $30 for 100 milliliters, and we'll see. Maybe it lives up to the claims, but if anything, that is quite a unique mask. But let me know if you have any specific questions about this product. I will do a deeper dive with my full review into those different botanical ingredients and what causes that kind of suctiony effect. I'll also make sure to give a breakdown of any long-term results from irritation. That scent is quite strong, but I didn't notice any like immediate redness or anything like that. So I'll keep everyone posted. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and as always, stay glowing. Bye!